After recent snowfall in Kashmir, the Union Territory administration has come under severe criticism for its complete failure to clear the snow from the roads. Many areas are still cut off and locals are forced to clear the snow on their own. In several areas, patients suffer because ambulances couldn't reach. People had to carry dead bodies for several miles. The administration has already announced rationing of fuel after the snowfall. Even as the Srinagar Jammu Highway was partially reopened, hundreds of vehicles, particularly trucks carrying supplies, are still stranded on those roads. Nazir Masoodi joins us with the very latest. Nazir, the situation at the moment continues to remain grim. Heavy snowfall, and one can see that from the visual right behind you. And it doesn't appear that the authorities are doing enough to clear it.
Well, snowfall is not new thing. It's part of life here in Kashmir. But
yes,
the response is certainly new and new low rather. And if we say the response has been pathetic, that is the least. The way we see, even after, it has been now more than 4 days now when snow has actually stopped. Yesterday there was very light snowfall, but heavy snow that continued for 3-4 days, that has stopped. Weather has improved, but we see many roads are still closed. Even in Srinagar city, people have been really criticizing the administration and civic bodies for its response to clear the snow. Srinagar municipal authorities are saying that, look, there were not enough machines to clear the snow and they are now procuring them. They're saying now they have mobilized all the resources and are clearing. They have cleared 80% lanes and by lanes. But we have seen, if you see the videos, if you see how people are themselves actually clearing the snow from lanes, by lanes and the roads, and how people have to carry their patients on shoulders, carry, dead bodies for miles to get, because ambulance cannot reach. Even at many places, army has to come to the rescue help of the locals, to help patients, to take to them to health facilities. So it is the failure of the administration when even in remote areas, army had to help locals. And as government has already ordered rationing of the fuel, which clearly shows that government was not prepared to deal with the situation in the wake of snow, which happens every year. But this first time, after 3 days of snowfall, government ordered rationing of the fuel in Kashmir Valley. So while officials are saying they are doing their best to clear the snow from the roads, but particularly in the rural areas, mostly in South Kashmir, Shopian, Kulgam and Anantnag, we see how people are actually struggling, suffering after this snowfall, and there has not been proper response from the government. Give credit where it is due. I can tell you one thing which has done remarkably well is the restoration of electricity, where power department has reasonably done well, restore electricity in most parts of the valley, and that's why people have some sigh of relief. But when it comes to clearing roads and restoring other facilities, people are really criticizing the Union Territory administration,
right,
because it was the first test of the union government, because when there was a snowfall, they were earlier blaming the elected governments here. But first time, first test, and the UT administration has badly failed.
All right, Nazir, appreciate you for joining us with the very latest. So clearly, from what you're saying, the administration has done well in terms of restoring power supply to the homes of those affected by the heavy snowfall in the valley, which, like Nazir is saying, is commonplace. But clearly, the administration wasn't prepared well enough to deal with clearing the snow, as a result of which several people continue to remain inconvenienced, stranded, bodies being ferried on shoulders for miles, ambulances stuck, and essential supplies also still continue to remain stuck on the Srinagar Jammu Highway. We'll continue to track the details of that story. Appreciate you, Nazir, for joining us with the very latest.